21 years after Harry Sifton started the Sifton Construction Company in London, Ontario, his son Mowbray came home from the Second World War having learned what it means to serve. The post-war boom years were about to hit, and Mowbray stressed service above all else as he began to turn his father's small house-building enterprise into a major development force responsible for several of southwestern Ontario's largest residential and commercial projects.
The struggles that Mr. Sifton had to go through to introduce what at the time was a very radical form of housing. There were concerns at the time that it would turn into a slum, it would be a blight on the southwest end of the city, and if anything, it's just the complete opposite.
Always willing to err on the side of caution, Sifton concentrated its focus on its Oak Ridge Park subdivision to remove any lingering doubt by providing the council of the day with a highly successful preview of what was to come.
So we had to do a test project in Oak Ridge Park where we built about 24 townhouse units to show the city they could be attractive and they were not going to be low-priced housing that was going to attract problems for the city down the road.
When the lights had all turned green, it was time to put shovels in the ground, and Berkshire Village was on its way to becoming a reality. In 2007, the Federation of Rental Housing Providers of Ontario recognized Sifton's Berkshire Village as the best streetscape in Ontario, 44 years after Mowbray's vision of an English village was launched back in 1963. Several of those residents are still there today. People like Rena Morphy, who has lived in Berkshire Village for 42 years.
We always liked it because there was lots of trees and lots of greenery and shrubs and planters, and it just didn't look like barren like some places did. And they weren't all row. You know, they were different on different angles. And like where I live, I've got quite a green space out behind me, more than if I had a house.
3 generations of the Sifton family have been involved in the growth and development of the family-run company, which is not only one of London's largest landlords, but also the city's oldest home builder. In 2001, the London Free Press wrote that Sifton Properties has had a hand in something like 1 of 4 houses built in the city since Harry Sifton started the company in 1923. Almost half a century after it was built, for the current president of Sifton, a drive through Berkshire Village is still a source of great pride and inspiration.
It's a real pleasure to drive through Berkshire Village and have the open space available for our clients, their families, their visitors, and especially the children who are growing up in a space that is open, has trees, has playgrounds, and rather enjoyable area. And to be able to see that going forward is quite incredible.
For Elsie Farnham, who has lived in Berkshire for almost 40 years, it's simple. It's the service that Sifton provides.
I love the townhouse, the layout of the townhouse, and I really like the green space. But I think the most important thing is that I'm looking at the service that I get from all the people that work there. It doesn't matter whether it's the office or the crews or the service, the repairmen. They lots of times go above and beyond what they're supposed to do. And the other thing is they always know you by your name.
For the London-based company that has grown from that little housing enterprise, innovation is a hallmark. This is perhaps best exemplified in the way the company cares about all of its customers. Many of those customers are the people who have lived in Berkshire Village for more than 25 years.
The Quarter Century Club actually was a huge surprise. What awed me the most was the fact that there were so many people that had lived there over 25 years. And I tell this story, probably 5, 6, 7 times a year about what Sifton did. And it's unheard of. They've never heard of a landlord paying tribute to his rental people.
A social evening sees the members of the Quarter Century Club honored by Sifton with plaques of appreciation and a monetary gift to salute the tenants' longtime association with the landlord.
When I opened the checkup for one of the ladies who was there a long time because she couldn't see, I was dumbfounded. It was $1,000 that we got. So it's one of the first landlords that I ever, well, the only landlord that I ever know that paid you to live in his house.
From the days of Harry and Mowbray Sifton's small house building company, Sifton has placed its mark on a large part of southwestern Ontario. Throughout the company's history, the ripple effect of building places like Berkshire Village has spawned work for thousands of tradesmen. For the people directly employed by Sifton, it has instilled in them a sense of pride and purpose.